Hello everybody and welcome back to the strawberry fields. The apartment actually smelled like strawberries and sugar as Tokie buzzed around in fuzzy slippers, wiping down counters and frosting cupcakes with shaky precision. Everything had to be perfect, from pink lemonade in mason jars to the delicate macaroons that kept sliding off their pastel-tiered stand. Tokie lit a candle that smelled like raspberry cream and muttered to herself about the balloon arch leaning too far left. By noon, the apartment was blushing in soft pinks and golds. Blankets were folded, baby gifts placed carefully, and Tokie was chewing her third marshmallow pop for quality control when the doorbell rang. Then it rang again, and again, and again, and again, and suddenly the apartment was flooded with people. Family, friends, neighbors, shuffling in with bags of diapers, frilly onesies, and heartfelt cards. The smell of perfume and too many different baked goods began to blur together. Someone brought a glitter cannon, someone else brought 5 pounds of taffy. Tokie smiled as much as she could. Her cheeks began to hurt. She said thank you at least 57 times, but underneath all of it, there was a quiet little panic swirling inside her. How could she raise a baby? How do you swaddle? What if she gave her daughter a weird name and everyone secretly hated it? She clutched a tiny elephant plush someone handed her and blinked hard, pushing the swirl of worry back down with a gulp of pink punch. Still, the laughter helped. The comfort of her friends, the teasings from Kaori, even Tokie nervously complimenting her bunting banner made her chest feel warm. It wasn't just a baby shower. It was proof that this baby would arrive in a world full of people who already loved her. She was absolutely overwhelmed, but Tokie knew if she really needed help, there were people that would help her. The early morning sun was still stretching its arms when Tokie tied up her sneakers and headed out for a walk, hoping to untangle the mental spaghetti in her brain. She wandered through the street and, boom, collided with her coworker. After some surprising laughter and a mutual apology, they ended up chatting on a bench for a while, swapping thoughts on work, writing, some music they thought they liked. It was an unexpected delight that let Tokie walking home with a lighter step. Eventually, she sat down at her desk and clicked publish on her latest novel. She danced around her apartment like she just won the lottery, knocking over a half-eaten bag of marshmallows in the process. Wanting to celebrate in her own cozy way, she texted Tokie with a simple, "Movie night?" He arrived almost instantly afterwards. He was ready to watch some rom-com. And as soon as the credits rolled, Tokie turned to her, nervous and hopeful, and asked if she'd officially be his girlfriend. Tokie grinned and said yes, cheeks pinker than the strawberry milk she just spilled. And just like that, with a soft kiss and tucking her lucky pen in her bag, Tokie headed out to work. She was ready to hopefully get a new promotion, which she did actually. Her life was messier than ever, but it was starting to be the best way possible. And just as Tokie was getting cozy in bed, falling asleep after work, bam, in labor. Tokie ran off to the hospital, which smelled like antiseptic and possibility, and she came back with baby Ryu Kim. Tokie cradled her daughter for the first time, and she couldn't help but beam at her little munchkin. However, that beaming quickly went away when the next morning, Tokie woke up not to the warm morning sun, but to Ryu's tiny whales. Yeah. Tokie mumbled about how cute she was and how much she loved her, but after feeding and settling Ryu, Tokie found herself surprisingly energized, enough to finally perfect the guitar solo she'd been working on since high school. By lunchtime, the notification popped up. Guitar skill maxed. She strummed a victory riff in her pajamas. Just as she was finishing up her celebratory peanut butter toast, the door knocked. Tokie, of course, bearing flowers and his signature smirk. They flirted like teenagers and stole kisses between diaper changes, and eventually disappeared into the bedroom for a bit of nap time, as Tokie now called it. Afterwards, with a lovesick grin, Sunki scooped Ryu into his arms and introduced himself as the world's coolest dad, complete with the cartoon voices and a one-man sock puppet show that had Tokie giggling in the doorway. The rest of the afternoon passed in a haze of cuddles, lullabies, and Sunki learning how to fold a onesie. Rather poorly, actually. Ryu looked up at him like she was already plotting world domination, and he declared her a genius. Tokie, watching the two of them bond over tiny socks and pacifiers, felt her heart stretch in a way she hadn't known it could. It wasn't perfect, but it was their home now. Tokie ended up going over to Kaori's apartment with a big bag of baby books and large boxes of cookies. There, Kaori beamed as she introduced Tokie to baby Christoff, a chubby-cheeked bundle swaddled in bare onesie. Tokie smiled and noted how he looked like an old grumpy man. Then the realization hit. They were moms now. Before bursting into uncontrollable giggles, Tokie and Kaori stared at each other. They were moms now. I wonder if that's how Miu felt when she first brought them home. That next morning, the sun filtered through the curtains as Tokie hummed in the kitchen, flipping pancakes with the confidence of someone who had watched exactly one cooking video last night. She set the table with mismatched plates, a flower in a jar, and a small squishy birthday hat for Ryu. Just as she wiped flour off her cheeks, the doorbell rang. Sunki has arrived. Ready for the big moment? Sunki grinned as he ran over to their daughter. Ryu aged into a cooing, wriggling infant right in front of their eyes, all gummy smiles and wild baby hair. Sunki instantly dropped to the floor and began tummy time, making ridiculous animal noises and narrating Ryu's every move like a sports commentator. She's going for the inchworm. No, she rolled over. An iconic move. Tokie watched from the doorway, her heart doing little flips. Seeing Sunki completely enchanted by their daughter made something deep inside her soften like warm butter. With her hair in a quick bun and her work bag slung over one shoulder, Tokie gave both her baby and her boyfriend kisses before heading out the door. Sunki saluted her playfully, already mid-pretend interview with Ryu about her tummy time techniques. As Tokie stepped into the hallway, she smiled to herself. Her life was perfect, especially with a baby with Olympic-level rolling skills. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Stay safe, stay cozy. Bye!